Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to come on here today and talk to you guys about the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo. The nodes shift signs on January 11th, 2025 at 3:02 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and they will remain in these signs until July 26, 2026 at 5:48 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So my game plan today is I would like to talk to you guys a little bit about the astrology and then maybe get into some intuitive messages and ways you can honor this energy. So let's go ahead and start off with the astrology, and let's figure out what the North Node and South Node is. What does it mean? How is it impacting us? So the North Node and the South Nodes are not celestial bodies like the planets. They're astrological calculations meant to determine eclipse points. So eclipses are when the sun and the moon connect with these nodes. And so the nodes still have their own significance, and they are now in the sign of Pisces and Virgo, and they remain in the sign for about 18 months. So whenever they do move signs, they mark this a new 18th month cycle. And so these nodes are about fated events, your soul's evolution. They are these like ideas, I would say, or framework is a good way to put it, for connecting our past, present, and future. They could really show us the trajectory that we're on. And when they're activated, they can act as a catalyst. They could put you on a new path. They could turn things upside down. They can level you up. Either way, like, things don't stay the same in the area where the nodes are transiting. They're very much connected to new cycles. The South Node can show you what cycles are ending, and the North Node can show you what cycles you're moving to. So the North Node and South Node each carry their own individual significance, and they work in tandem together. So the North Node, also known as Rahu in Vedic astrology, is connected to purpose and destiny. It's kind of the North Star of the chart. It's like, this is why all these planets are doing what they're doing, right? So it shows the lessons that we're meant to learn, the skills that we're meant to develop. And during a North Node transit, you will be pushed to do something you've never done in that house that North Node is transiting. You will be moving on to paths that you've never been on before, new territories, new horizons, which means timeline jumps, reality shifts, making really big leaps. People, make a timeline jump sound super complicated, but you could literally shift your entire reality by making one decision. 1 year, you're single, the next year, you're getting ready to have a family. Big timeline shift there, different reality where you will become a parent, right? And you have a family, all by one decision. 1 minute you're working in the 9 to 5, and the next minute you decide to be an entrepreneur and quit that 9 to 5 and full send it and live in a trailer and travel around the world while you do. Complete reality shift. These nodal transits really give us the courage to do that. It gives us the balls to finally do it. And so the North Node can also show an area in life where you are very obsessed with that area. Let's say you have a North Node in second house. We're obsessed with the finances. We're obsessed with making resources. We're obsessed with building our value. You'll be obsessed in terms of growth, in terms of gaining more. Okay, let's say you have North Node in the third house or the ninth house, maybe obsessed with knowledge and studying and learning and becoming smarter, because the right information can literally change your life. You need that right bit of information to make an educated decision to then sometimes shift the reality the way you want it to shift. And the more educated you are, like, the better you are almost at making the decision, controlling the reality shift in a weird way. Anyways, but I've just, in my own personal experience as an entrepreneur, it's crazy how the right bit of information can make me change my business model. And just by my business model changing, my entire lifestyle changes. I'm able to get healthier because I have more time. I'm able to be happier because I'm spending more time with my family and friends. My creativity is coming back because I actually enjoy what I do, all because of that bit of information. And so the North Node can also challenge you to break through any type of fear or any type of anxiety or any type of limiting belief in this area of life as well. Courage is like a big thing you gotta muster when you're working with the North Node. And the reason why, the universe pushes us to have these experiences is because this is what our soul needs to evolve. So you can look at the nodes through like a past life, present life, and future life perspective if you believe in reincarnation. And if you don't, then look at the nodes like your early childhood to now to the future you. Okay, whatever lens you want to look through, the nodes can show you kind of like how the past is now impacting your current trajectory, how your present choices are impacting your current trajectory, why you are the way you are because of your past. And you really get a chance to do the healing work here. Like, you get a chance to go back and like rewrite stories about your past. You get a chance to maybe like affirm things about your future so you're less like stressed about it. You could like be more present and stop future tripping and stop past tripping more. It'll be a different experience for all of us, depending on what we need to balance out our scales. But you will be pushed to kind of like break through any fears and anxieties and any limiting beliefs having to do with that. And it's amazing how many of our fears and anxieties and limiting beliefs do come from our past experiences, and we unconsciously like carry that in our bodies. Even if our mind understands, okay, I'm fine, and our heart and our spirit are like, okay, I'm over it. Sometimes your body, if it's still in the same environment, can like get stressed. Sometimes your body, if it, is around similar people, can still get stressed. And we really have to like work on detoxing that and getting our bodies back to the present moment. Okay, because it's your present moment that creates your future. A lot of people spend time planning and future tripping, thinking that's going to create their future. But no, it's like the decisions you make right now and the present moment and the way you spend your day right now is what determines your future. And we really got to bring our bodies back to that present moment. So many of us have our nervous systems and our bodies like still responding due to situations from the past, and that's because we really have to give our bodies permission to let go. Like, we mentally have to give our bodies permission, we emotionally have to, spiritually have to, we have to like say it out loud, like, body, hey, you can let this go. It's a theory I heard from Richard Rudd where he said our cells respond to like the things that we say. Our cells like vibrate in a certain way based on the things that we say. If we're saying negative things, our like vibration can slow. If we're saying really positive things, our vibration can increase and we can start to get really excited. Like, our body responds. So that's why saying things out loud and talking to your body is it can be a helpful practice. So let's get into the South Node, okay, also known as K2 in Vedic astrology. This is the counterpart to, the North Node, the other end of the seesaw, I like to say. And the South Node is pure instinct and intuition. Like, this is an area of life where you're navigating the metaphysical world, you're navigating your you're navigating the mystical world as well, navigating your own psyche, whatever you want to believe in. But this is the area in life where you're navigating something you cannot see. You're navigating something that is intangible. So you have to use your instincts. You have to use your gut intuition. And so a lot of like people will tell you like the South Node energy can bring confusion. And I say it does not. It actually brings clarity. This is just a type of clarity that is an inner knowing. So outwardly, if you try to look at it through a logical lens, if you try to look at it through a tangible lens, you're going to be confused because you can't navigate the metaphysics with those types of systems. You have to use the third eye. You have to use the intuition. You have to use the gut. You're navigating like the unseen. And so you can't use your two eyes. You have to use your inner knowing. It's like that feeling where you kind of can tell somebody's looking at you. Even though you don't see the person that's looking at you, you could still feel it. There's that inner knowing. Okay, hey, I feel like someone's looking at me. Let me turn around. That's a survival instinct that we had. Animals have that instinct. We once had that instinct, but we have lost our connection to that instinct. This South Node asks you bring that instinct back, especially in this particular area of life, because you're going to need it. Because this is going to be like a spiritual experience. The South Node is very, very spiritual. When people have South Node transits, they have insane spiritual stories and spiritual awakenings. And so This energy is also about letting go and sacrificing and cutting things off and allowing a karmic cycle to end. The South Node energy says move on. Move on from this. And let me tell you the thing with the South Node and the North Node, because you'll hear a lot of astrologers tell you let go of what's in the South Node and you move into the North Node. But what they should really say is that you let go of the shadow sides of the South Node. In this case, the shadow sides of Virgo. And then you move into the high vibrational sides of the North Node. In this case, the high vibrational sides of Pisces. Okay? And here's the thing. If you do it vice versa, it's not going to work. If you try to move into the low vibrational side of Pisces, that would ultimately be your downfall. If you try to let go of the high vibrational side of Virgo, of the South Node energy, that will ultimately lead to your downfall. Because that South Node and Virgo energy, the high vibrational side of it, becomes your gift. When you learn to let go of the shadow side of Virgo, the light, high vibrational side of Virgo becomes your gift. And so, example, let's say you learn to let go of being extra critical on yourself. Okay, that is South Node Virgo energy. And then you move into kind of more love, more compassion. That's the high vibrational side of Pisces energy. So that's an example of like letting go of the shadow side of Virgo and moving into the high vibrational side of Pisces. Okay, and so they work in tandem together. You gotta treat them like a seesaw that you're constantly trying to balance. A good way to put it too is the quote, sacrifice your current life for your new one, or sacrifice your old life for your new one. That is such like a North Node, South Node quoted quote. And like I said, the South Node is what you're sacrificing, and the North Node would be what you're sacrificing it for. So there will be a feeling of discomfort that arises whenever you find out what that is, because change is uncomfortable, and doing what we've never done is uncomfortable. And so an example would be right now, South Node is currently in the sign of Virgo, and North Node is currently in Pisces. Many of you might be sacrificing certain worldly pleasures and material comforts in order to feel wealthier and more aligned spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, though. You know what I mean? This looks like, okay, letting go of the 9-to-5 and taking a bit of a pay cut, but overall I'm healthier and I'm happier and I'm less stressed out and I'm taking better care of myself. Let's do a natal example. Let's say you are kind of sacrificing, let's say you have your South Node in Pisces and North Node in Virgo. Let's flip it. This could look like sacrificing certain addictions, Pisces, in order to be healthier, Virgo, right? Letting go of the smoking addiction so you can have your lungs back and you can live longer, things like that. And ultimately, it balances itself out. So I also want to mention here too that the pain that comes from sacrificing your South Node, like, okay, if you don't make the sacrifice, like the pain that comes from hanging on to that can really like tug at your soul. So example, let's say you don't sacrifice your addictive behaviors for your health. The pleasure that those addictive behaviors used to bring to you, like, won't benefit you like it used to. It could really take a toll on your body more. And so that's kind of like, I feel like the universe's way of like redirecting you and telling you, hey, like this is not how you use that energy, right? And so I hope that kind of shows you the dynamics of the nodes and how they work. Another thing I kind of want to touch on here is the energies of Pisces and Virgo. Okay. So Pisces and Virgo, they are sitting together on the same axis, meaning they're on the opposite ends of the wheel, looking right at each other. One is ruled by Neptune, that's Pisces. One is ruled by Mercury, that's Virgo, right? Pisces is water energy, it's mutable. Virgo energy is earth energy and still mutable. Both are also divine, feminine energies. So the energy of Pisces has to do with other realms, your subconscious mind, the intangible realities that exist, the unspoken words of, you know, the things that exist, the elephant in the room. It's that kind of reality. It's altruistic, it's empathetic, it's compassionate, and it's very loving. Pisces energy is about depth and creativity and illusion. It's highly spiritual, it's highly intuitive, and it's highly connected to these unseen worlds. So with that being said, it rules over dream spaces and illusions and imaginations and delusion as well. And it goes beyond kind of like the borderline. The Pisces energy is boundlessness. It's the void kind of energy. It's deep ocean. It feels endless. It's very healing. It's connected to freedom, with it being ruled by Jupiter in traditional astrology. And the energy of Virgo is mutable, feminine, earth energy. This is the designer, the craftsman. It's highly skilled energy. It's intellect. It's being highly detailed too, constantly viewing things from a microscope. So whatever else you have, the South Node in Virgo transiting, that could be a house that you are constantly like critiquing and constantly nitpicking and trying to perfect and trying to fix. But remember, that could become a shadow side of Virgo, and we have to let that go with the South Node being here. So that's kind of like an intuitive message I'll get to later, but Virgo energy is very spiritual as well, but it's practical, useful spirituality. It's like Pisces energy is like, Pisces energy is like the kind of healing where it's like you have a conversation with the person and they heal you, or that person gives you a big hug and they heal you. Whereas Virgo energy is like wellness protocols, the diet like protocols, running and exercising every day. Like, they're two different types of healings. Pisces energy is like someone says a poem that like really tugs at your soul and explains what you can't explain, and now you really understand what's going on with you, and you're able to like move on because of that. Virgo energy is like the diagnosis itself, and needing to see like the therapist and the counselor. Like, it's a little bit more practical and tangible, the differences between the two types of healing. But either way, both come together to show us the two sides of the coin of healing and challenge us in those ways. Virgo is also about humility and modesty. It's connected to the Virgin, whereas like Pisces energy is more of the temptress. It's more about eroticism, and Virgo energy is also perfectionist energy. It's also very loyal. It's very kind. It's very gentle as well. Same for Pisces. I take that back. Pisces is not that gentle, but Virgo energy can be very, very gentle. So the last little part of the astrology portion that I want to talk about is the nodal return, because the nodal return and the nodal reversal. So the nodal return occurs when the transiting lunar nodes return to the exact positions that they were in your birth chart. So like, let's say you have a north node in Pisces and a south node in Virgo. It's your nodal return right now. It happens approximately every 18 and a half years. So typically at ages like 18, 19, 37, 38, so on. Its significance is the nodal return is a time of life changes. You're kind of brought back into alignment with your soul purpose, with your destiny. It often presents you with opportunities and events that like push you and grow you towards that north node energy, and you tend to wrap up a lot of karmic cycles there with the south node. Now, if you're having a nodal reversal, this occurs when the transiting north node is conjunct your natal south node and the transiting south node is conjunct your natal north node. Example, you have right now south node in Pisces and north node in Virgo natally, but the transits are north node in Pisces and south node in Virgo. So it's reversed. It's essentially reversed. The nodes are flipped. And this happens roughly every 9 years. So ages 9, 27 to 28, 46 to 47, and so on. It's kind of like your halfway point to your nodal return. Now, its significance is it brings in rebalancing, reflection. You often revisit themes related to your South Node, and you overcome the shadow aspects of that. You restructure the stories that you tell yourself about your past, and you're challenged to maybe integrate lessons from the past while ensuring that you don't regress into old patterns that hinder your growth. This energy is also very connected to resurrection. And I say this in a metaphoric sense, like being able to resurrect as an artist if you feel like you haven't been creative enough lately, being able to like resurrect a friendship, resurrect a relationship. Something that, once died off can like come back with a nodal reversal. Or you yourself can resurrect. I'm thinking of this quote that I heard from Wife Swap. It was episode 2, I think, of like the celebrity wife swap. It's the one with like that preacher. And he like moved back into his hometown. He like got canceled in his hometown and he left, came back and started a practice up again. And the reason why he decided to come back is he said this quote. It was a bar. So the quote goes, Jesus had to go to the place where he died in order to resurrect. He couldn't do it in Bethlehem or Jericho. It had to be Jerusalem. And sometimes that's why, the universe or God sends you back to the places that destroyed you, so that way you can come back and show everyone how the phoenix rises from the ashes. All right, that's very much a nodal reversal energy there. Okay, so I just want to jump into some intuitive messages now. So with the South Node being in Virgo, I really feel like this challenges you to stop trying to fix everything. All right, instead find how you can alchemize imperfections into art, into healing, acceptance, growth, or even beauty. Now, another intuitive message I have is that a side of Pisces people don't really talk about is its erotic side. All right, Virgo is the Virgin and Pisces is the Temptress. I was kind of getting into this earlier. But I feel like this nodal transit brings in this access of sexual healing, and it invites people to explore erotica in a spiritual way, in an empowering way, in a healing way. And the third intuitive message I have is that people will tell you that the nodes can kind of bring in like confusion with the path. But I think that this path is very, very clear. You just can't see it physically, and you can't think your way through. You have to sense it through your intuition and instincts and gut feeling. This is the kind of energy that's like, I don't know why, and don't ask me how I know. I just know I have to go this way. I have to go in this direction. I have to enter this building. I have to talk to this person. It's that kind of energy. It's like an inner knowing. So the fourth intuitive message I have for you is that the North Node in Pisces indicates that the collective is going to be focusing on more of a mystical perspective, I think, on the world, and that people might need help navigating that. So if you are somebody who has a lot of spiritual knowledge, who is really good at navigating the mystical world, you might want to come up to the mic now. Like, you might want to start the YouTube channel. You might want to start the astrology business, make the, Instagram account, whatever. Start to put your work out there, because you never know who it's going to help and who resonates with your story. And if you need help with that process, I have a lot of resources down below. I have freebies, I have courses, I have my mentorship and everything, so you could check that out. But yeah, this is kind of the season of the witch, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to be like really cool to be witchy and spiritual, and girly and all these Piscean type of keywords, like funny, compassionate, free. People want to see you like free. I don't know. People want to see emotions. People want to see the depth of humanity. I think people are tired of like the boring, dry ass AI stuff. So, and the pendulum only swings. So I think people want to see like real human shit right now, real human emotions, real human experiences. And so share yours, and if you feel called to help people through it, put yourself out there. Another intuitive message I have is to watch out for addictive behaviors and obsessions. Okay, the North Node can be connected to insatiability. It's like that feeling of like never being full, more for more's sake, not knowing the limits, not knowing the bounds, especially in boundless Pisces kind of energy. And so watch out for that. Watch out for going too far, crossing people's boundaries, letting people cross your boundaries, and whatnot. That could be like the danger. That's the shadow side of Pisces right there. Anyways, so that is all I have to say about the North Node and South Node in Pisces for now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really am so happy to be back on YouTube. I really am. With TikTok potentially getting banned, I definitely am having like a greater sense of gratitude, I guess, for the apps that I know just aren't going anywhere. They've been here for 10 plus years, and I don't think they're going anywhere. They are only growing, like an app like YouTube. And so I'm grateful for this platform, and I'm grateful for all of you. Thank you guys so much for following me through the years. Okay, I've been creating on YouTube since like maybe 2019. And at that time, I was like trying to be a beauty guru. So they were like beauty videos and stuff. So we've changed a lot since 2019. But some of you have been following me since then, and that's crazy. If you don't already follow me on Twitter, follow me there, because I'm like live tweeting my intrusive thoughts on Twitter. Like, I'm fun on Twitter. I know Twitter's a fucking shit app to be on sometimes. I know Twitter sometimes isn't like a fun app to be on. So I'm also on Threads. If you like Instagram and Threads, I'm there too. So yeah, definitely try to refine myself a little bit more on Instagram and Threads, because I do have friends and family following me, but you still get a lot of my written work on those apps. So yeah, excited to connect with you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.